All right, we're 3-0 with a push in our last 4 board member tier package bets on Pt.2. And if you want to access today's board member tier package bet, the link for that play is in the description section below. $1,000 bettors are still up over $2,700 during that stretch. We currently have over 840 folks who are signed up and active on that website right now. And if you want to know what the difference is between what we do here on YouTube and what I do on my website, I'll explain a little bit more about that at the end of the video. But with that, let's go ahead and dive into our part 2 video here today. And we're going to take a look at the Blue Jays taking on the Yankees. 7:05 Eastern first pitch on Thursday, April 12th, 2022. Now the New York Yankees are minus 130 with the total at 8. Luis Severino for New York, Kevin Gausman for Toronto. And even though Gausman ran into some trouble in his season debut, he did strike out 5 batters in 5 innings of work. He also has a powerful Toronto lineup behind him, who's currently in the top 3 in homers, top 10 in OPS. Vlad Guerrero's 9 for 23 with 4 homers and 8 RBI. Meanwhile, George Springer has an OPS of 1.117, 2 home runs, 19 total bases for George. Now, no surprise here, the Jays are currently in the top 10 in scoring. They're taking on a Yankees team who's got Luis Severino on the mound for him here today. Now, he failed to record a win in his debut, 6 ERA right now, 1.67 whip. Meanwhile, offensively, the Yankees are scoring only 3.3 runs a game. Now, when it comes to the total on this one, the Yankees are coming fresh off a game just yesterday with Toronto that went 2 runs above the posted total for that contest. Meanwhile, Toronto saw 3 out of their last 6 get over the line themselves. I'm going to lean toward Toronto plus $1.10 and the over 8 runs. Next game, Angels, Rangers, 8:05 East. The LA Angels are minus 145, totals 8.5. Shohei Ohtani for Los Angeles, Dane Dunning for Texas. Now, Dunning failed to record the W in his season debut this year. 5.40 ERA, 1.40 whip. And when it comes to pitching in this one, the Rangers are dead last in opponents' OPS, and they're also allowing over 6-point runs per contest. They're squaring off against an Angels team who won 3 out of their last 4. And they're led by Brandon Marsh, who's 4 for 13 with a homer and 4 ribbies. Meanwhile, Jared Walsh, he's 6 for 20 with a homer and 9 total bases. When it comes to the pitching in this one, the Angels are currently in the top 3 in opponents' batting average. Shohei Ohtani struck out 9 batters in just under 5 innings of work. 107 whip for the righty. When it comes to the total in this one, Texas saw 2 out of their last 3 get over the line. 3-2 to the over in their last 5. I'm going to lean toward the LA Angels minus 145 and the over 8.5. Next ball game, Tigers, Royals, 8:10 p.m. East. Kansas City's minus 120, totals 8.5. Zach Greinke for Kansas City. Casey Mize for Detroit. Now, Mize is 0-1 with a 7.20 ERA, 1.40 whip. The Tigers are currently on a 2-game losing streak, and they also dropped 4 out of their last 5. When it comes to the pitching in this one, the Tigers are currently dead last in strikeouts per 9. Bottom 3 in runs allowed per game. Meanwhile, offensively, on the other side of things, the Tigers are fanning just about 10 times a game at the plate, and they're scoring only 3.5 runs per contest. They're taking on a Kansas City team who's got Zach Greinke on the bump for him here today. 1.59 ERA, 1.06 whip. Meanwhile, offensively, the Royals actually strike out fewer times per 9 than any other team in baseball. Andrew Benintendi's 7 for 17 with a home run and 4 RBI. Meanwhile, Nicky Lopez is batting .357 with 6 total bases and 3 runs scored. Now, total-wise, Kansas City's 3-0 to the over in their last 3 straight. Meanwhile, Detroit saw 3 out of their last 6 get over the posted total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Kansas City minus 120 in the over 8.5. Next matchup, Braves, Padres, 8:10 p.m. East. Now both teams are minus $1.10 with the total at 7.5. Charlie Morton for Atlanta, Joe Musgrove for San Diego. Now Musgrove struck out 8 in just 6 innings of work in his debut. .83 whip for the righty. Matter of fact, this Padres pitching staff is averaging double-digit strikeouts a game, and they currently rank in the top 10 in opponents' batting average. Meanwhile, offensively, Jurickson Profar has hit a couple of homers and knocked in 7. Meanwhile, Eric Hosmer is batting .381 with 3 doubles and 11 total bases. Now they're taking on an Atlanta squad who lost 3 out of their last 4, and they allowed 24 total runs during that span. And speaking of giving up runs, Atlanta currently finds themselves in the bottom 10 in runs allowed per contest. Now, total-wise, 5 out of Atlanta's last 7 got over the line. Meanwhile, San Diego saw 2 out of their last 4 get over the posted total themselves. I'm going to lean towards San Diego minus $1.10 and the over 7.5. Next ball game, it is going to be Cubs versus the Rockies, 8:40 p.m. East. Colorado's minus 120, totals 11. Kyle Freeland for Colorado, Justin Steele for Chicago. Now Steele's 1-0 with 5 strikeouts and a 1.00 whip. The Chicago pitching staff's also allowing just 3.2 runs a game, which ranks in the top 10 in that particular category. Now hitting-wise, Seiya Suzuki's got a 1.524 OPS, along with 3 home runs and 9 RBI. Meanwhile, Ian Happ's 7 for 13 with a couple of doubles and 4 batted in. They're taking on a Rockies team who's got Kyle Freeland on the bump, 0-1 record with a 1.91 whip. When it comes to the total in this one, Colorado's 4-1 to the under in their last 5. Meanwhile, Chicago saw 3 out of their last 5 fall under the posted total themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Chicago Cubs plus $1 and the under 11 runs. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup of the show. It is going to be Reds versus the Dodgers, 10:10 p.m. Eastern start time. LA's minus 275, totals 8.5. Walker Buehler for Los Angeles. Luis Cessa for Cincinnati. Now the Reds are on a 2-game losing streak, and they also dropped 4 out of their last 5. The Cincinnati pitching staff's also allowing nearly 6 runs per contest, and they find themselves in the bottom 3 in opponents' OPS. Meanwhile, offensively, Cincinnati's batting just .198 as a team, and they're averaging double-digit strikeouts at the plate. They're taking on a Dodger pitching staff who's already striking out double-digit batters a game. LA's also leading the majors in opponents' OPS. Walker Buehler's 1-0 on the year with 5 strikeouts and a .360 ERA. Meanwhile, offensively, Gavin Lux is 6 for 17 with 5 ribbies and 4 runs scored. Now, Chris Taylor's also hitting .313 with 3 extra base hits and 9 total bases. This Dodger lineup currently finds themselves in the top 10 in scoring on average per contest. Now, total-wise, LA saw 2 out of their last 3 get over the posted number. Meanwhile, Cincinnati's 5-1 to the over in their last 6. I'm going to lean toward the LA Dodgers minus 1.5 and the over 8.5 runs. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Pt.2. Now, if you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on Pt.2, you're going to get access to that content every single day all the way through the end of April. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. And guys, if you want to get access to every single bet that I give out on that website, you're going to want to sign up for my board member tier package. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.